Before I get this lesson started, I want to give all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahawashi, by Hashem Rakakodash. I want to give double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, of whom I learned from, and a shalom to the elect, the hopeful elect, teaching this 100% truth, the new song, to the four corners of the earth, bidding the elect of Yasharallah to the marriage supper of the Lamb. This is your brother Radah with just a real quick lesson on the Egyptians that are going to be turning against the Egyptians, the lower level Edomites, getting fed up with the elite and wicked elite Edomites and the Amalekites, which are also Edomites. They're just the head tribe of Edom. And all this information that's coming out, and how the lower level Edomites are just fed up with this, man, and how it's all tying into prophecy. I'm gonna let this video play real quick.
I gotta go out of town and work 4 hours away from my home and away from my daughter just to make a paycheck, just to make ends meet. I gotta go work outside in the pouring down rain and then the mud and beat myself half to fucking death. Meanwhile, these fucking Israelis got subsidized housing and free education and free healthcare, and they get monthly allowances, all bought and paid for by the United States taxpayer.
Who's he upset with? This is your typical middle class white American male, also known as an Edomite according to biblical identity, and he's upset with who? The Israelis. And who are the Israelis? The people who call themselves Ish, or the small hatters, the 1948ers, who are known according to prophecy in the Bible as Amalek, the grandson of Esau, who is later becomes the head tribe of Edom. So he's upset and expressing his wrath concerning what he sees happening with the elites. I'll let it continue.
Getting tens of billions of dollars a year sent to them just to bomb, murder, and maim innocent men, women, and children, and fucking slaughter humanitarian aid workers. It's fucking insane. Why is the middle class, by the way, there isn't a middle class in America anymore, it's just rich and poor. Why is the middle class supporting these fucking candidates, these Republicans and Democrats? They're lying, filthy pieces of shit, and they're guilty of treason. They're traitors. Why is the union supporting these motherfuckers? If you were a union, you should be standing up with all your union brothers and sisters and denouncing Republicans and Democrats. They should be dragged out into the fucking street. They're destroying this country systematically. For what? For what? So we can start wars. We are destroying motherfuckers. If you are a union, you should be standing up with all your union brothers and sisters and denouncing Republicans and Democrats. They should be dragged out into the fucking street.
Did you hear what he just said? They should. He's talking about both the left and the right, or the Republican and the Democrat should be drug out into the streets. This is coming out of this guy's mouth. I'm going to play it one more time.
Union brothers and sisters and denouncing Republicans and Democrats. They should be dragged out into the fucking street. They're destroying this country systematically. For what? For what? So we can start wars. We are destroying this country. We're destroying the sanctity of human life all over the world by backing these fucking sociopaths in Washington. It's fucking insanity. Absolutely fucking insane to me is I gotta go out of town and is
$103,482.43.
This is another one. This is another middle class white American woman, an Edomite woman. She's going over a hospital bill, and listen to what she says.
That's what it cost in Texas if you break a leg. This is for a surgery. He needed 2 screws, but I just want you guys to know that $103,482.43 is fucking wild.
Over 100K for him to get surgery on his leg for 2 screws on a broken leg.
Okay. OR services, $54,167. They have the itemized, but this is just for each individual category what the totals were. OR.
But I want you to listen to what she says after she lists everything. Listen to what she says.
purposes, $54,167. Peds, PVT, $4,972. And here's my complaint on this. This lady, super nice doctor. No complaints with her personality. She had a great bedside manner, but the problem is she came in right before we left, basically to make sure he was in good spirits. She didn't do anything. She basically said, if you need a peds doctor, I would be happy to get you in my books. Vaccines, yearly checkups, $4,972, okay? Anesthesia, $6,400 and some change. Recovery room, $4,385. This wasn't a private room. This was the big open OR recovery area. IV solutions, $1,355. Pharmacy, $7,460. He got Tylenol. Aside from when he was in the OR, he got Tylenol. Now, the first emergency room we went to, they gave him other things. They gave him a lot. They actually set his leg. It was $1,100. They did more. The ER that we got transferred to at Longview, the emergency room fee was $5,685. And let me just say, I wouldn't have such a problem with that, aside from the fact that it is ridiculously, stupidly priced, considering he laid in a fucking bed for hours, and they did absolutely nothing for him. They didn't set a leg. They didn't do anything. What they did do is try to push extreme drugs into his system. And when I asked, where's his chart? Why are you asking me how much he weighs? Why are you asking me what he's had at the previous emergency room when it's all in his chart? You know where the chart was? On the floor behind the chair. They were trying to administer medication before they had even seen his chart to know what he had already had. So there's my issue there. And when I brought that up, then the atmosphere changed from, let's give him this medicine, to, how dare you want medicine for your son? Don't you know these drugs kill him? Y'all just need to go home. His leg was broken in half. Y'all just need to go home. That my son, it wasn't a leg issue, it wasn't a pain issue, it was a behavioral issue. So yeah, $5,685 for having to find the chart for the doctor. CT body scan, $4,159. Physical therapy evaluation, $562, and physical therapy, $416. Now, here's my thing with this. They came in one time. So over $1,000 for one visit. They gave him crutches, and that was it. They did make sure he could stand on them, but about 10 minutes in the room, $1,000. X-rays, $874. Supply, implants, that's, I'm assuming for the 2 screws, $3,806. Sterile supplies, $7,560. Lab chemistry, $1,004. There's also a laboratory fee, which you would assume would be in the lab chemistry, but it's not. It's an additional $60 because everybody's going to get theirs. Right, here's my point with this $100,000 bill. That's not even all of them. There's more, okay? There's a stack of fucking bills over this broken leg. We are sending millions and millions of dollars, our taxpayer dollars, are going to orchestras and stupid fucking funding projects where we have bridges that are collapsing, roadways that are destroyed. We have people that are flying on private jets, going and playing fucking golf. And I'm not saying I'm a pro-Trumper, get Trump in there, he's going to say that Biden's the best, Obamacare, fuck all of them. Y'all, it's all a big giant scam, and we are just...
She said the exact same thing the other guy said. She said F both sides.
Their minions, and we are making the elite even more elite. And I just think something needs to change, and I'm just here bitching about it. I will probably delete this video.
All right, I'm going to stop it right there. There's one more I want to get to, but we see where this is going. Let's just get that. Let me get a precept real quick. This is going to turn into this. So this is Isaiah 19:1. The burden of Egypt, behold. And this is talking about this Egypt. This is not talking about ancient Egypt of Pharaoh. This is a future prophecy focused at America, Mystery Babylon, a.k.a. Sodom and Egypt. Okay? The burden of Egypt, behold, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahawashi, rideth upon a swift cloud. That's talking about a chariot, what the so-called white man calls a UFO. Okay? And shall come into Egypt, and we're seeing them all over the skies. They're being reported on, but Esau's system calls them UAPs and UFOs, but the Bible prophecy calls them clouds, chariots, whirlwinds, birds, horses, depending on how the the words are arranged. Yahawashi is on a white horse. That's talking about a chariot. It says he's standing on a mountain. In 2nd Ezra 13, that is also a chariot. Right here, riding on a cloud. How do you ride on a cloud if it's a puff of smoke? This is dark speech. This is lyrical bars. These are double entendres, if you would. This is a song, and these are lyrics, okay? And whenever you see him riding on a cloud, on a swift cloud, clouds aren't swift, but chariots are. It's talking about a UFO, you guys. And shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. And what's going to happen? This is verse 2. This is him speaking in first person. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. It's talking about the Edomites against the Edomites. And they shall fight everyone against his brother. Because we're not their brother and they're not our brother, but they are our brother in prophecy. But this is talking about them internally. And everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And yes, this is going to be during the time of Jacob's trouble, and the 2/3 are going to be getting it. And there is a portion of the elect that are also going to experience martyred deaths, but those are glorifying deaths. Those are sweet and smelling savor deaths. Those are not deaths. Those are not deaths of judgment like this. This is wrath right here. There's another precept that goes into it, Jeremiah 50:45. Therefore, hear ye the counsel of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahawashi. Thus saith he that he taketh against Babylon, and his purposes, that he hath purposed against the land of the Chaldeans. And the Chaldeans are your modern day Chaldeans. This goes into your witchcrafts. This goes into your enchantments. This goes into your sorceries, your feasts of blood on the left-hand side. And we know that Amalek is the highest ranking Edomite on the left-hand side, and the Edomites are also on the left-hand side. So that Chaldeans is talking about them. Today, surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. And that's going into Amalek, the so-called 1948ers, the small hatters. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. And eventually it will turn into this also. Before that totally happens, it will be this. 2nd Ezra 15:16. For there shall be seditions among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor their princes, and their course of their actions shall stand in their power. Let's go back.
Probably no.
To this guy.
Absolutely fucking insane to me is I got to go out of town and work 4 hours away from my home and away.
So just magnify this guy by tens of millions, hundreds of thousands. Remember what he said over here. Look.
Traitors. Why is the union supporting these motherfuckers? If you were a union, you should be standing up with all your union brothers and sisters and denouncing Republicans and Democrats. They should be drug out into the fucking street. They're destroying this country, Republicans and Democrats. They should be drug out into the fucking street. Supporting these motherfuckers. If you were a union, you should be standing up with all your union brothers and sisters and denouncing Republicans and Democrats. They should be drug out into the fucking street. They're destroying this country systematically.
The guy's got a lot of passion in his face. And this is what we are seeing. We are seeing prophecy take place right in front of our eyes, okay? I'm going to read this one more time, and I'm going to go into the other verses. 2nd Ezra 15:16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. What is sedition, you guys? Let's get that in the Edamon. It's a type of judgment. It's a type of inquisition. Let me see. Sedition, or it's a result of that. Sedition. Let me see. So the rebellion, uprising, revolt, factitious commotion in the state, concerted attempt to overthrow civil authority, violent strife between factions, civil or religious disorder, riot, rebelliousness against authority. Why? Because of this.
For what? For what? So we can start wars. We are destroying this country. Absolutely. The Israelis.
103,000.
And because of stuff like this, everybody in America is going to be upset for some realistic reason, and it's all coming back to right here. And the course, and they shall not regard their kings nor their princes. Who is the modern day king and princes today? The elect of Edom, Amalek, and the higher up ranking echelons of Esau Edom, the so-called white man. It's the Democrats and the Republicans. It's the bankers. It's the corporations who are owned by what? That one family. So this is verse 17. And a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. That goes into your martial law, your smart cities, the digital currency, how they're going to be slowing down and controlling everything, and everything's going to be breaking out, going crazy. This is right during and inside of Jacob's trouble, all right, leading up to it and inside of it. Verse 18, 2nd Ezra 15:18. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. There's going to be no bartering system. There will be gangs and there will be groups of people, but for the most part, man, there's not going to be a bartering system, man. It's going to be dog eat dog. It's going to be group eat group. It's going to be, every man for himself, man. And honestly, you're going to have that mark of Thawa, the Thawa on your forehead, which is the name Yahweh B'Hashem Yahawashi, the new song, the 100% truth covering you. And even then, you got to balance it with 2nd Ezra's, Salakia, second Maccabees, chapter 7. And I believe it's Revelation 6 or 5. Let me go into, let me pull it up if I can find it real quick. Where you got the martyred, those that are martyred, and they should be, and they get the robes. Let me see. I think it's at 6. The second. Let me see. When I had opened. Okay, yeah. So this is Revelation 6 verse 9. Now look at this. And when he had opened the 5th seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of God and for the testimony which they held. Who's that? What's that testimony? Yahawashi. That's the 100. That's the new song. Revelations 14. That's the 100% truth, you guys. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, how long, O Lord, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth? Now look at the answer. And white robes were given unto them, unto every one of them, and it was said unto them that they should rest yet for a little season, until their fellow servants also and their brethren that should be killed as they were should be fulfilled. So there is a section, there is a lot for the elect, okay, for the hopeful elect, and even the 144,000, you guys. There's a small lot allotted for them to go out this way, to be a sweet and smelling savor, a martyred, the crown of glory, the crown of life type of death for Yahawashi during this time. Not everybody, but a portion. So you got to balance this, man, okay, with this. So, but for the most part, the elect is going to be saved out of it, because we go into, let me pull up Jeremiah 30. Where are you at? There you are. Okay, so this is Jeremiah 30. So this is Jacob's trouble, right? The word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord, from Yahweh, saying, this speaketh Yahweh B'Hashem Yahawashi, the power of Yasharallah, saying, write thee all the words that I have spoken unto you in a book. For lo, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will bring again the captivity of my people, Yasharallah and Judah, saith Yahweh, and I will cause them to return to the land that I gave to their fathers, and they shall possess it. And these are the words that Yahweh spake concerning Yasharallah and concerning Judah. For thus saith Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. This is going to be the worst time on earth in human history. Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail his child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. So not everybody is going to experience that Revelation 6:9 situation, but there are some of us that will. So basically, I'm just going into all of this. These Edomites are tripping out, man. They are losing it, man. $482.43. So we see, hold on, let me get this out the way. We understand through wisdom and understanding what's happening. We are able to read.
Absolutely fucking insane.
We are able to read the script to the movie and understand what the next chapter to the movie is going to be. Doesn't mean we're not going to be upset. Doesn't mean that we're not going to get mad or scared sometimes, but we're not going to lose our mind, right? And we're not going to lean or put our stay on Egypt. Our hope is in Yahawashi.
The Israelis.
Our hope is in Yahawashi. I want I want to let a little bit of this play so you can see some of this stuff too. Check this out.
Act like Nazis. Come and get me. Okay, I'm here. Come and get me. They act like Nazis. I'm not going to be told what I can say and what I can believe. I see the video of them shooting 14-year-old Palestinian boys. That's a Nazi. I don't care what their race is. I don't care who they claim to be.
Okay, so that started to trip out. But that is also an Edomite man, a quote-unquote Christian man. I believe he's the head of the ministry True News, and he's constantly going in on Amalek. But he doesn't understand that he himself is also an Edomite, and he doesn't understand that the quote-unquote Ish people are Amalek. See, so these Edomites are getting really pissed off, but there's so many of them are limited because they just can't receive prophecy the correct way. It's what's the word I want to use? I don't want to say as much as it is entertaining as it just shows you, it just proves to you that they are unable to truly receive the new song because they're stuck in the color construct that their own people established. They see what is wrong, but they can't see it from the perspective of prophecy. They see it physically, which is still on some levels is good, but you have to understand the precepts. You have to understand prophecy to see this entire thing correctly. Let me see if this will play without it messing up.
The Israeli Zionists act like Nazis. Come and get me. Okay, I'm here. Come and get me.
Because he's using that word Israeli Zionist, but that's not their real name. Is Amalek. It's the head tribe of Esau. So I just wanted to play some of this. I don't want this video to be too long. I just wanted to show. I might do another lesson with using this video, but I wanted to show.
Absolutely fucking insane to me is I got to go out.
This guy with
103,000.
Absolutely fucking insane to me is I got to go out of town and work 4 hours away from my home and away from my daughter just to make a paycheck, just to make ends meet. I got to go work outside in the pouring down rain and then the mud.
See, and they have no hope, and the hope for the Israelite is what? This is our hope. This is what we are waiting for. We are waiting for the destruction of Babylon. Why? Because Salakia, let me find right here. So let's find, where is it? It's in I'll just pull it up in Revelation. Come up hither. What was that? Let me see. What is it? Let me see. What is the is it 11? Let me see. I might have to pull it up. So yeah, so I will give power unto my 2 witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,203 score days, clothed in sackcloth. The 2 witnesses are the northern and southern kingdom. Okay, these are the 2 olive trees, and the 2 candlesticks standing before the power of the earth. And this is a family. This is a race, a nation, a seed line of people. This does not include everybody on the earth. All right, everybody on the earth is going to go through this, but salvation is specifically only for the Israelites. And out of those Israelites, only 1/3 are going to be saved. The 2/3 will be destroyed and have to come back through the reincarnation after the kingdom is established when Yahawashi sits on the throne of King Dawud. These are the 2 olive trees and the 2 candlesticks standing before the power of the earth. And if any man will hurt them, fire proceedeth out of their mouth and devoureth their enemies. And if any man will hurt them, he must in this manner be killed. These have power to shut heaven, that it rain not in the days of their prophecy, and have power over waters to turn them to blood, and to smite the earth with all the plagues as often as well. And for those of you who are listening to this, what verse 5 is talking about is when we break down these precepts correctly, when you hear the men of GMS, the elders and apostles, of the great millstone, the captains, the bishops, all of the men of GMS and the men outside of GMS that acknowledge the same doctrine that GMS teaches, and they acknowledge the elders and apostles. When you hear these men speak the scriptures in their correct order and in their correct wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, that there's a spiritual fire that is devouring down Esau's kingdom. The mighty ones that are in the chariots, okay, the holy angels that are in the chariots, when they hear these words spoken correctly, they take these words, and however they make it manifest, they make them manifest in the earth, so it devours or burns down the enemy. When we speak, there's a precept that says our word is a fire and the people are wood. Let me see if I can. I want to try to see if I can just explain that precept a little bit, because some people try to get too theatrical. Let me see. Thy word is a fire, and this people wood. I know I'm paraphrasing it, but it should. Wherefore, thus saith the Lord God of hosts, because you speak this word, behold, I will make thy words in thy mouth fire, and this people would. So you see it right there, okay? So you see that this precept backs up what we just said in Revelations. This is Jeremiah 5, verses 14. Wherefore, thus saith Yahweh, Bahashem Yahawashi, the power of hosts, and the hosts are those holy angels in those chariots, right? Because ye speak this word, not Christianity, not Catholicism, not Islam, not Buddhism, not New World Ageism, not patriotism, not Americanism, not Republicanism or Democratism, right? The correct gospel. The gospel of Yahweh Bahashem Yahawashi, the true gospel of Yahawashi, the spirit of prophecy, right? Wherefore thus saith the Yahweh, the power of hosts, because ye speak this word, behold, I will make my words in thy mouth fire, which is spirit, and this people wood, and it shall devour them. And that's what's happening. That's what this means in verse 5. And if any man will hurt them, fire proceedeth out of their mouth. Why? Because what's coming out of these individuals' mouth is the 100% doctrine. It's not Christianity. They've been speaking Christianity this whole time. And look at the state of America. Everybody's a Christian in America. Look how many people call upon the name of Jeebus, Caesar Borgia. Everyone's talking about the rapture. Everyone's talking about God loves everybody. Everybody's talking about, white Jesus. And look at the state of America. There's no fire being devoured. But when we break these precepts down correctly, I came over here, though, to say this. So in verse 11, or chapter 11, these have power to shut heaven. Let me skip down. And when they shall have finished their testimony, their dead bodies, and after 3 days and a half, okay, and this is where we are at now. All right, we're waking up after slavery. We're coming out of Christianity. We're coming out of Islam, the wood and the stone. We're coming out of all of the BS doctrines that Esau gave us during slavery. We're coming out of being Democrats and Republicans. We're coming out of being black and Latinos and Native Americans, and we're learning that we are the true Hebrew Israelites, and that now this is our heritage. And so now our hope is in Yahawashi. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the power entered into them. That's Ezekiel 37. Okay? That's Ezekiel 37. Go there and read it. And they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. Who's seeing us? Well, the elites, because they're listening to what we're saying on these digital epistles. And they know that we're breaking down the scriptures correctly because they know how they lied about them. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying, come up hither. That is us being caught up into those clouds, into those chariots. That swift chariot that Yahweh Bahashem Yahawashi is going to be riding on. Okay, that swift chariot mentioned here, the burden of Egypt. Behold, Yahweh rideth upon a swift cloud. Yahawashi is coming back on a swift cloud. We're going to be taken up into those clouds. That's our hope. Our hope is to be beamed up. We're not putting our trust in America. America can't save us. Trump can't save us. No Edomites can save us. Building our own, Our own community within America cannot save us. In fact, our salvation is connected to the destruction of Esau Edom. You have to understand this. This is our hope. And these Edomites don't have that hope. Look at this, and I'll end it. Lamentations 4:21. So this prophecy is showing that Edom and Jacob or Zion are connected. So look at this. Lamentations 4:21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom. This is the Most High being sarcastic to Esau, that dwelleth in the land of Uz. The cup, which is destruction, loss of rulership, and slavery, punishment. Okay, the cup also shall pass through unto thee. What's the also mean? Because somebody also drank that cup, and who was that? It was us. We are the ones that everyone's laughing at. We're on the bottom. We're poor. We're the slaves. We had to pick cotton. You had to pick cotton. You got to go work for me, slave. All the bywords and the embarrassing stuff that comes along with it. Well, now that's gonna go from us to them. That's why it's written like this. Because nobody else on the planet Earth has drank the cup like us. We drank that thing down, man. And so the cup also, that means it's also plural. It's gonna also come to you because somebody else drank it, and we were those people who drank that cup. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. Now look at the next verse, proving that we were the people that drank that cup. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. The cup is no longer the ingredients or the liquid that's in the cup is no longer in your system. You done pissed it all out. You done sweated it all out. You done vomited it up. You done walked it out. You done lived it out. And now it's time for you to rule under Yahawashi. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more, talking about the Most High, he will no more carry thee away into captivity. Okay, so we see that captivity, slavery, is inside that cup. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. So if you go back and forth between these two lines, you see Edom right there, and you see daughter of Edom, and you see daughter of Zion. The daughter of Edom and the daughter of Zion is talking about two bloodlines of people. One group of people is coming out of their slavery as the other group of people is going into their slavery. And this prophecy also shows one group of people coming out of their rulership, which is Esau, and going into slavery, while another group of people is coming out of slavery, going into rulership. They are literally prophetically connected. You cannot change it. This is not the only precept that shows this. This is not the only prophecy. But for the sake of time, I'm going to end it right there. Okay? I pray that this lesson was edifying. And I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rakakadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, of whom I learned from, and the shalom to the hopeful elect and the elect, taking this 100% truth, the new song, to the four corners of the earth, bidding in the hopeful elect to the marriage supper of the Lamb. This is your brother Radah. Shalom.